So very good afternoon to all the students. Once again, we are meeting today. I would like to ask you to switch on the videos, please, so that I can see you. And I just want to ask one simple question before starting this poem. As you can see, I have proposed Aunt Jennifer's Tigers. So kindly switch on the video. Anushka is there. My question to you all is that do you think that there is discrimination between boy and girl, or there is discrimination between man and woman till date? Even today, if you can see, if you feel like, you can just say that yes, there is discrimination, that I have seen so and so person, or whatever experience you have. Switch on the videos, everyone. Yes, Anushka, you can unmute yourself, beta. Anushka, do you think that there is discrimination between man and women and boy?
In some cases, in some cases.
You feel that discrimination is going on?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you feel so. Okay. Fine, Anushka. Now, Gaurav, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Gaurav, do you feel that there is discrimination on the basis of gender going on?
In nowadays, I don't feel that. In earlier times, this happens.
Okay, very good. So Gaurav is saying that in previous era or in early times, discrimination was there, but nowadays he doesn't see any discrimination. That is very good. Any other? Vaibhav, unmute yourself, Vaibhav. Vaibhav, yes, beta.
According to me, अब जितनी पहले discrimination होती थी अब उतनी नहीं होती, अब equal ही है सारे.
Can you speak louder?
Hello.
Yes, Vaibhav, can you speak louder, beta?
मैम जितनी पहले discrimination होती थी अब उतनी discrimination नहीं होती.
In English, try.
अब equal है सारे.
Okay, so you can mute yourself. According to Vaibhav also, as compared to earlier times, now a lot of differences there. Now it is decreasing day by day as per Vaibhav's opinion. So Sukhman Jyot is saying earlier it was 100%, but now it has reduced to maybe 30 to 40%. So you are trying to make a guess that percentage is decreased. Okay. So after listening to your viewpoint, I would relate your viewpoints with this poem, Aunt Jennifer's Tigers. Clear? I'll be sharing the screen with you now of this poem. You might be having the books with you. Keep your books ready because I have written few words over there on the board. If you can see, I'll be speaking the meaning also, but you can note down from my board in your book or notebook. So, Aunt Jennifer's Tigers. When we read the name of this poem, we cannot even, think in our dreams. So what does it mean to us? Actually, it is related to gender discrimination. It is related to difference between a man and women. And since earlier times, you have seen that people were having the discrimination on the basis of gender. Earlier times, women were not allowed to go out to work. You can say compare and contrast. In earlier times, women were not allowed to move out to work and they were just meant to sit at home and do household chores only. These days, women are moving out. A lot of changes there. They're also considered equal to men. They're working in offices, banks, private offices. You can say any shopping mall you go, you find girls and boys in equal amount. You can say equal number. They are just standing equally. Means equal opportunities you are getting. So, but even still, you can say that this varies from place to place. We people are in our society, in our families, we have not seen gender discrimination. Even, daughters are being loved more, even I must say, these days, rather than just people were having inclination towards a baby boy, and but there is no difference these days. Equal treatment is being given to both boys and girls in families. Fine. And when it comes to men, but yes, it varies from family to family. It varies from place to place, even geographical area. It varies from person to person, because one person might have some other opinion, the other person can have some different opinion. Clear? So in this poem, Aunt Jennifer's tigers, actually this is a symbolic. Tigers here are used as metaphors. There is picture of tiger you can see on the screen, but there are no real tigers anywhere to be found in this poem. Clear? So tigers here are representing a phenomena. They are used metaphorically here, symbolically here. They are symbols of male dominance. So keep, you can say, your pens and pencils ready and take notes when I use any word. So tigers are symbolic of male dominance. Fine. I told you, I'm not saying, many of the boys were saying that, ma'am, the scenario has changed. Yes, it is changed, but still some places are there where male dominance is still existing, where whenever a major decision is to be taken, male member is allowed to take decision. Women are not even taking part in that. When any, you can say, anything, when somebody is about to go out or any decision is being taken, male members are having the upper hand. I'm not saying in all the families, but in some, it varies from person to person only. So in this, Aunt Jennifer is representing. Now I told you, firstly, tigers are symbolic of male dominance. Clear? And secondly, here, Aunt Jennifer is also symbolic. She's not one aunt only. Aunt Jennifer is representing all the women in the society. So she is symbolic of, you can say, oppressed class. Oppressor is one who is dominating, and oppressed class here is Aunt Jennifer is representing all the women of the society, which are devoid of many rights to participate equally in the society. Clear? Whether it is household things, whether it is some work or anything. Clear? So is it clear to everyone? Aunt Jennifer is representing all the women, and tigers are symbolic of male dominance. So how she is suppressed, she is not at all happy in her marital life. She is, you can say, suppressed under marital burdens, responsibilities. We expect, even when you say that, when we people say that there is no discrimination these days, but when we say any particular work, we call our mom. We say, okay, mama, please bring this to me, make this, prepare tea for me. Why don't we ask our father? Because we have set certain norms and rules that these things are meant to be done by women only. These things are meant to be done by man only. If a woman can do a household chores at the same time she's going out to work, why not men also? They can also work in kitchen. If a man is working in the kitchen, people start, people start commenting that, oh, a man is working, he's preparing tea for his wife. So such kind of society we are living in, where double standards are there. Right? So according to this poem, now coming back to this poem, I'll be just giving you, firstly, note down the meanings I have written on the board. I repeat also, Aunt Jennifer's tigers prance across a screen. Prance, underline the word prance, it means jump over. I'll be just explaining the words of first stanzas, then I'll explain the first stanza, then I'll move further. Right? Prance means jump over. Screen. Screen. Underline the word screen here means, it in this connotation, screen means wall. Fine? Wall. Then we have bright, bright is that you can say shine. Then topaz. Underline the word topaz. I have written over here, topaz means bright yellow stone. Bright topaz means bright yellow stone. Topaz is a stone otherwise, but they have compared the color of the tiger with bright topaz, which is yellow in color, which is very bright. Clear? Right? So Then next word is beneath. Beneath means under. Then there is pace, P-A-C-E. Pace is again the movement, M-O-V-E. Sleek. Next word is sleek. Underline the word sleek. You can say very elegant. You say very sleek in an elegant way. When somebody walks, you say very sleek, elegant. Then word is chivalric. It's not chivalric. Fine, it's sure sound. Chivalric means brave. Chivalric is brave. Then we have certainty. Then we have next word, certainty means confidence here. In this context, certainty means confidence. So is it clear to everyone? All the word meanings. Now I will be explaining the stanza to you. Clear? We do not say the word paragraph in this. When we are doing poetry, we say stanza. Stanza wise, I will be explaining to you. So first stanza is Aunt Jennifer's tigers prance across a screen. So poet Adrienne Rich. I have not given the introduction of poet Adrienne Rich. She is widely known for her involvement in contemporary women's movement. So you can say she is feminist. Feminist is a person who believes in equal rights, right? That male and female both are equal, and she, the one who writes for the, you can say, in favor of the women. But it doesn't mean that being feminist does not mean she's against the men. Being feminist means raising voice for the females. So Adrienne Rich, being feminist in this poem, she has addressed the constraints of married life and the life of women experiences. So people, you know, after getting married, we people are having n number of responsibilities. Responsibility as a daughter-in-law, responsibility as a wife, responsibility as a mother, responsibility as if you're working, then you have more responsibility. So they are just telling constraints of married life and the life, a kind of life of women experiences in society also at large, in her family as well as in the, because that's why I was saying that women will be more able to understand it. Even boys can understand by seeing their mothers in the family. Clear? So Aunt Jennifer's tigers, they jump across a wall. They're saying the tigers, which are symbolic of men or male dominance, they jump across a wall. Bright topaz. Now, what is the appearance of tigers? They are very bright yellow in color. They are denizens. Denizens means dwellers, residents, you can say. Where do they live? They are denizens or they are dwellers of a world of green. Underline world of green. World of green means forest. Clear? World of green means forest. So they are saying Aunt Jennifer's tigers, they jump across a wall and they are very bright and yellow in color, and they are denizens or residents of forest. They do not fear the men beneath the tree. They stand for tigers. Tigers, they are not at all afraid of. Firstly, I'm telling you the literal meaning of the poem. Then I will be jumping over to metaphorical meaning, the way tiger is jumping here, right? So they do not fear the men beneath the tree. The tigers, they are not at all afraid of men or human beings who are sitting under the tree. They pace in sleek chivalric certainty. Now, in the last line of the stanza, movement of the tigers is explained, that they move in very elegant and brave, and with confidence they are moving forward. This is the literal meaning. I'll be repeating to you. Aunt Jennifer's tigers, they are moving or jumping across a wall, and they look very bright and yellow in color, just like a topaz. Topaz is one stone which is very bright. It is again a metaphor, beta. They have directly called the tigers as topaz. They are not using the word azure like, so metaphor is used here. And they are residents of forest. They are not at all afraid of any person sitting under the tree. They are very brave, they are very confident, and they are moving forward in very elegant manner. Clear? So now actually the meaning, the metaphorical meaning in the world of Aunt Jennifer, she has seen that male dominance is existing. Males are getting upper hand. They are considered superior. They can do whatever they want. They can move wherever they want to. No restriction is imposed on them. As Aunt Jennifer is facing a lot of restrictions, but male members of the society, they are not at all facing any restrictions. They can go out at any time of day they want to. They can do whatever action they want to do. Fine means whatever they are doing, whatever they are, whatever the way they are perceiving the world, the way they are reacting in the world. So it is acceptable to the society. Fine. So this is tigers are symbolic of male dominance here. In second stanza, Aunt Jennifer's fingers fluttering through her wool. I'll be explaining all the poetic devices also beta separately after completing the poem, but let me tell you side by side also. Underline fingers fluttering. Underline these two words. Alliteration is used here. We have done this device in class 9th and 10th and even +1. Alliteration is that poetic device in which one sound is repeated, like F sound is repeated here, fingers fluttering here. Sorry. Clear? Not able to highlight this, the problem with this laptop. Okay, leave it. Fingers fluttering, you can see I'm just showing from here. Fingers fluttering, poetic device is used, alliteration. Aunt Jennifer's fingers fluttering through her wool find even the ivory needle hard to pull. Fine. There are no, you can say, difficult words in this stanza. Massive is there. Massive means huge, big. Massive is huge. Clear? Wedding band is that wedding ring which is exchanged by the people on the day of marriage. Clear? Now, fluttering here means moving rapidly. Fluttering is moving rapidly in a fast manner. So now the scene is that Aunt Jennifer is weaving a pattern. She's weaving a pattern. She's weaving something with wool. As you know, old ladies, sometimes they used to sit and weave to the wool. And she's weaving a pattern. And while weaving, her fingers are moving rapidly. Fine? When she's weaving something, her fingers, the movement of the fingers is quite fast through the wool. Find even the ivory needle hard to pull. Now, the needle which she is using while weaving, it is ivory needle, which is, you can say, silver color needle, very light. The weight of the needle is very light, you can say. But even it is difficult for her to pull that ivory needle. Why? Not because she's feeling it too heavy. The massive weight of Uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. Very important lines. The huge weight of uncle means the husband of Aunt Jennifer, wedding band sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. When a person wears the wedding ring, that wedding ring is symbolic of, here in this poem, wedding ring or wedding band is symbolic of marital responsibilities. Along with wedding band comes a lot of responsibilities of the family, to take care of the husband, to take care of the family, to fulfill all the daily chores. So many things are there. So they are saying the huge weight of Uncle's wedding band sits very heavily upon Aunt, you can say, Jennifer's hand. So Aunt Jennifer is stuck in responsibilities. She is subdued. She is pressurized under marital responsibilities. Clear? So I repeat this stanza. Aunt Jennifer's fingers are moving rapidly while weaving the pattern with the help of wool, but it is very difficult for her to even pull the ivory needle, which is very lightweight, but she's feeling it. You can say it is difficult for her to weave that pattern because she is suppressed under the weight of marital responsibilities. So that's why she is feeling difficulty even handling that lightweight needle. Clear? Last stanza, we are having 5 minutes. When aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie still ringed with ordeals. Underline the word ordeals, beta. I have written over there. Ordeals means difficult time. Fine. Or tough experiences, you can say. Ordeals are tough experiences or difficult experiences. Mastered by, controlled by. Mastered by, controlled by. The tigers in the panel that she made will go on prancing. Prancing means jumping over. Proud, you know, unafraid, who's not scared. Clear? When aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie, still ringed with ordeals she was mastered by. They are saying even when Aunt Jennifer is dead, even then, her hands will be still ringed with ordeals, with the experiences she had in the past, the tough life she had faced. She was controlled by all the male dominance throughout her life. Why they are saying even after her death, she won't be able to get rid of it. Why? When one Aunt Jennifer is dead, there are n number of Aunt Jennifers in the society. When one woman is dead, there are other women who are facing the male dominance, who are just being suppressed in their own families, in marital responsibilities. The tigers in the panel that she made. Now, when she is weaving a pattern of tigers, what she's weaving with that wool, while weaving, she is carving, she's making the pattern of tigers. That's why Aunt Jennifer's Tigers is the name of the poem. Fine, remember. She is weaving the pattern of tigers. She has made a pattern of tigers with wool. And tigers in the panel that she made. Panel is that wooden panel in which we, keep our clothes spread and we start weaving. Many of the girls might be knowing if you have SUPW periods and all. We have one wooden panel. We keep our clothes ready over there, and with the pattern, we start weaving with needle and all, with thread and wool. Then they are saying the tigers in the panel that she made will go on prancing, proud and unafraid. So even when Aunt Jennifer is dead, the tigers will keep on jumping. The male dominance will keep on prevailing in the society. When one Aunt Jennifer is dead, rest of the women will face male dominance, suppression. And the tigers will go on jumping, proud and unafraid. In the beginning of the stanza, they say, they pace in sleek, chivalric certainty. They are moving unafraid, bravely, confidently, in elegant manner, without any fear. And even after she is dead, male dominance will keep on prevailing in the society. Clear? So, in this poem, I'm going to just summarize whatever we have read. We have just 2-3 minutes left. So Aunt Jennifer's tigers, they just jump across a screen. They are very bright colored, like the shining yellow topaz. Fine. These denizens they are residing in green forests. Fine. And she is creating the pattern of tigers with her own hands. They don't fear the men standing or sitting under the tree. They are moving in elegant manner, bravely, confidently, proud and unafraid with confidence. And Aunt Jennifer's hands are moving about her wool. She is weaving a pattern of tigers, but that movement is, it's not that smooth. She is under the burden, she's weaving that pattern. She's even finding it difficult to hold that lightweighted needle. The heavy weight of marital responsibilities actually she is surrounded with a lot of responsibilities after getting married. She still feels tied down with that weight. Fine. In the last stanza, poet is saying that her terrified hands will tell the tale. Her terrified hands will tell the story of unhappy life she has led. Fine. that even after her death, her ring is, you can say, symbolic of hardships and sufferings of marital responsibilities. These burdens crushed her. These responsibilities killed her. She was in the grip of tough life. She was not able to breathe freely and move about freely in the society, because the tigers she was weaving in the panel, they will keep on jumping, they will keep on enjoying the freedom, they will keep on going further proud and unafraid. Now my question is, why she has chosen tigers only? Why she could choose any other animal? She chose tigers. Actually, tigers are symbolic of free-spirited life. Right? Tigers are symbolic of free-spirited nature. They can move about freely. Everybody is scared of them. They can move about here and there without any creatures scare. You can say fear. They are symbolic of confidence. They are symbolic of, you can say, proud attitude. So that's why tigers are also, she's weaving that pattern. Actually, she wants to get that freedom too, right? She wants to lead a life like a tiger. That's why her own desire is carved on that panel in the form of tigers. With these words, I would be taking leave from you all. I would be bidding bye to you all. Tomorrow in the second period, we will meet. I will give you the brief gist of this poem again, because many students have not attended it. And after that, we will do stanza-wise question answers. By the time, if you have any doubt, you can text me and I will be explaining that to you tomorrow. Okay, beta, we are running out of time. I have to stop it here.